Welcome back everybody. Today's a slightly different type of video. We have been set a challenge. The John Diehard McLean Who Even Are You challenge. So I thought I should give it a bash. So we just came out, no plans, just riding, so that I can tell you a little bit about who even am I.
And now for something completely different.
John Diehard McLean set a challenge I am going to do. He called it John Diehard McLean Who Even Are You? And so I went a ride out and I vlogged some random stuff, but it was all so generic, I felt it was just guff. So, who even am I? I am just Sammy to most. I learned to ride a motorbike and I am the Scottish Saoirse host. I am now 45 years old, born back in 77. I've lived in Irvine most of my life, in Scotland, which is heaven. I was born in Kilmarnock, in a nursing home long gone. I lived in a place called Dundonald at the time that I was born. Not all that much later, we moved to Irvine town. At 3 years old in Eglinton Park, I did almost drown. School was always pleasant. Not a nerd, but I was bright. Life growing up was easy. Later on began the fight. I left school during 5th year for reasons too dull to say, and all the jobs I got from then on were the kind with little pay. A YTS in school offices or drossing and co-winning. It wasn't what I'd want to do, but it was a good beginning. Next I worked selling furniture, a job I quite enjoyed, but when my skill seekers ended, I was let go, mildly annoyed. I worked in a factory after that, a job I didn't like accepting, but it didn't last so very long as I found out I was expecting. Shortly before I turned 19, arrived my baby boy, and 1 year and 1 day later, his sister added to my joy. Throughout my years up till then, I'd had some issues I'd brushed away, but those kinds of issues started growing day by day. The kids started education, I started college and working part-time, in the co-op and then behind a bar at the local GlaxoSmithKline. My health by then was labelled. Bipolar was what I had. Unfortunately, at that time, things started going bad. And so I took a step back and put my life on hold. I tried some medication and some tips I had been told. I put pen to paper. I wrote down how I felt. It came out as a poem about this hand that I'd been dealt. It became my therapy. I'd write things down in rhyme. But my life was still quite stagnant. I was losing so much time. My partner came into my life, a friend to whom I could relate. It's been over a decade now, and he's helped me fight my fate. He was a biker since his youth, and for the first time in my life, I sat as pillion on a bike and felt its magic ease my strife. A passion reignited. I knew I must learn too. I'd planned to do it all my youth, and now I thought it through. It didn't work out quickly, I just didn't have the cash. But during the pandemic, I made a decision that was rash. I borrowed money from my man so I could buy a YBR. I bought a camera for my safety, and that brought us where we are. Being a motovlogger was never my intention, but the channel seems to need slightly more dimension. I've watched others do it. There's your Vlogster in Lockwood 92, Zhead Motovlogs is another, and of course John Diehard too. But there is not much to me, I am just plain Sam, and so John Diehard McLean, that's who I even am.